welcome to another episode of the Cumbria Chamber of Commerce podcast. This podcast is a little bit different. We're going to be learning about the Queen's Award for Enterprise, some successful past winners from Cumbria, and how and why you might want to get involved. We've got a couple of special guests, so I'm just going to let them get into it. Enjoy.
My name is Jolie, and today I'm speaking to Brian Gray, who is one of the Deputy Lieutenants, about the Queen's Award for Enterprise. So Brian, I was just wondering if you could please introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Brian Gray, as you said. I'm a Deputy Lieutenant. The Lord Lieutenant in each county is the Queen's representative, and the deputies assist, in our case, Claire Hensman. And one of our roles is to help promote the Queen's Award for Enterprise.
And I was just wondering, could you tell us a bit more about the Queen's Award for Enterprise and what the categories are?
The Queen's Award is a quality mark, really. It's a sign that a company has achieved a certain level of enterprise in four categories. It's generally regarded as a very prestigious award, and companies that receive the Queen's Award, I think without exception, believe it's a worthwhile thing to do for their business. The four categories are innovation, international trade, sustainable development, and promoting opportunity through social mobility.
And how do businesses receive a Queen's Award for Enterprise?
It's a very simple application process. You can apply online. You just go to gov.uk, Queen's Award, and follow the instructions.
And could you please briefly describe the eligibility criteria for a Queen's Award for Enterprise? Probably
the most common application is for innovation and international trade. And there are two things to bear in mind. For innovation, this is about a new idea, an invention, something that you have developed, but it must have been commercialized and been on the market for 2 years. So that's the first one, innovation. International trade is very straightforward. You must have sales of at least £100,000, and you must be able to demonstrate that sales have grown over a 3-year period. You can also look at a smaller rate of growth over a 6-year period, but there must be no dip in sales, even if there are good reasons like COVID. So international trade is very straightforward, but you must be able to demonstrate that growth. Sustainable development is very much what it says on the tin, that you have a project or you've done work that is about sustainability. It's a very wide category, and there are good examples on our lieutenancy website for Cumbria. The final category is the newest award. This is promoting opportunity through social mobility. Again, you must be able to demonstrate that you've actually achieved this, and the program must have run for at least 2 years. And the best way really is to look at examples of what other companies have achieved.
What do businesses receive when they're awarded with a QAE?
You will receive a presentation of a rather nice piece of glass, which you can keep. But most importantly, you can use the Queen's Award mark in your publicity material, on your website, in any promotional material. And that is widely regarded as a prestigious seal of approval. And it's certainly recognized throughout the world as being an award that is not easily achieved, but does demonstrate real achievement in enterprise.
And is there support available to businesses in Cumbria who are looking to apply?
if you're thinking of applying, then the best thing is to look at the website first. But the lieutenants in Cumbria, we're here to help, and we have a number of deputy lieutenants who will provide support and happy to talk through your application and give you any advice. So if you are interested, please get in touch. You can find us on our website.
That's great. And what is the deadline for applying for the Queen's Award for Enterprise?
The deadline is early September, and the awards are announced in the following April, which is at the time of the Queen's birthday.
And finally, what would you say to a business in Cumbria that was considering making an application?
Have a go. Have a go. Look at the Lieutenant's website. You'll see some good examples of Cumbrian companies that have achieved a Queen's Award. So have a go.
So hi David, I just wondered if you could please introduce yourself and your business.
Hello, yes, my name is David Brass. I'm the CEO and owner of the Lakes Free Range Egg Company.
And why did your business decide to apply for a Queen's Award for Enterprise?
I think in my own mind, the awards are recognised across the UK as some of the premier awards across industry, and not just within our own industry, but across the whole of the UK industry. And there was a thought process there: are we good enough? Can we reach that level? That's a challenge. Can we achieve that? So it really was the main driver.
Brilliant. And which year was your business awarded with the QAE?
We received the Queen's Award for Enterprise and Sustainable Development in 2018.
Brilliant. And why do you think it was that your business received the award?
Why we received the award, I'm not just sure. As I said earlier, I think it's because we actually achieved the standards that are required by that sort of award criteria. Sustainable development as a company, we've done a lot of work in over the years. This year, 2022, we'll plant our 250,000th tree. When we awarded the award in 2018, we probably planted about 190,000 at that stage. And that's linked in with animal welfare and the poultry that we look after, and the biodiversity of those sort of trees, and the type of things that we do with free-range chickens, and using our local supply base to supply our company, all sort of joined together into a relatively sustainable business model, I think.
Brilliant. And what benefits have you seen from winning a QAE?
There's the obvious ones that you think about, I guess, which are things like the respect you get from customers, that you're not just the ordinary, we're the only egg company in the UK with a Queen's Award for Enterprise in Sustainable Development. It shows that we've been on the net zero sustainable development journey since 1995. It's not just this sort of thing that the new kid on the block that everybody's doing nowadays. We've done it for a long time. But then there's the unintended consequences, I guess, that you don't really think about. The fact that it is a recognised award, that's a premier award for business in the UK. So other businesses take note of you. Your own staff take a pride in what they're doing. That you notice that it's more of a pride than it used to be, purely because that they're working for a company that they appreciate is being recognised, I think.
Brilliant. And do you have any tips or advice that you would give to businesses considering making an application?
Do it right, and the key one is start early enough. There's a significant amount of work to... I think if you just wanted to put in an application, you can do it quite quickly, but if you want to be thorough and get to the depth of some of the numbers and things that you're putting in there, and some of the consequences and some of the work that you're doing, there's quite a lot of work involved in that, and presenting your company to its best. That needs plenty of time.
Great. And did you learn any lessons when going through the application process that you wish to pass on to future applicants?
Lessons for future applicants? Yeah, it's difficult, really. Lessons for yourself, very much so. It makes you look at your company with an eye that you maybe don't normally. You think you're doing things right, but you don't have the actual numbers, the actual provenance behind what you're doing. So when you have to justify that to somebody else, it makes you think your business from a completely new angle. So you learn a lot from that, and it puts a lot back into your business from the fact that you're looking at the science behind what you're doing, you're looking at the figures behind what you're doing. And that brings a new focus from a lot of the team within the company. That's not really helping new applicants, but...
And would you encourage other businesses in Cumbria to apply for a Queen's Award for Enterprise?
Well, without doubt, it was an interesting journey. Once you got the award, going to London to receive the reception to receive the award, and just the different people you meet from different industries, but all at the peak of their game. That's some of those connections you make in a reception in a palace in London actually are still there and still working, and you can learn from other people.
Hi, Andrew. Can you introduce yourself and your business, please?
Sure. My name is Andrew Ashley, and I'm the Managing Director of Clark Door Limited. Clark Door is based in Carlisle, Cumbria, and we are a specialist provider of doors in the UK and internationally.
Great. And why did your business decide to apply for the Queen's Award for Enterprise?
Well, I joined Clark Door 15 years ago, and I had an ambition to grow the business internationally. It fitted pretty early on with what we needed to do strategically. And I approached DIT, which was then UKTI, and joined their Passport to Export program. And on that, I learned that businesses that do well with their export sales can apply for this award. So I learned about that, and I learned it was quite difficult to win it. So I think it was probably a long-term ambition. And then I forgot about it. And then I think it was around about 2018 or 19, someone said, have you ever thought about applying for it? And I thought, well, yeah, actually, we might be able to now. So the reason we applied is because it's something I learned about, and I think it was good to recognise how the business had grown internationally.
So which year did your business, what year was the award given to you?
So we applied in 2019 and we were officially awarded it in 2020. And then because of the COVID lockdown, it was presented to us actually last summer. So that's probably when we celebrated it most, was actually only a year ago.
Great. So it's pride of place somewhere in the office.
Absolutely. We salute the award every time we walk past.
Great. Which category or categories did you receive the award in?
So obviously there's innovation that we could have applied for, but at the time we chose to apply for international trade because that was the best category for us to apply to. We could have gone for innovation, but there's limited resources to do these applications, so that's the one we chose.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that you received the award?
I think a number of reasons. I think it was a good story, that we had a great business with some fantastic clients in the UK. When I joined the business, fantastic projects, Covent Garden, London, the BBC, all around the UK. And our reputation was fantastic for the quality of products, huge in the cold store industry as well. So for us, it was a case of from virtually no exports, we went on this journey as a team into embracing it as a big part of our business. And it's now become a very significant part of our business. And we specifically won the award because there's a key criteria, which is either 3 or 6 years of successive growth. And in our industry, it's actually very hard to do that. because not necessarily when you win the orders, but the timing of when you get drawing approval, so you're manufacturing and actually engaged in projects is quite challenging in terms of showing a cycle of 3 years of successive growth. But we've been able to do that just basically from a phenomenal performance by the team in growing our exports. We now export to more than 45 countries from a standing start 15 years ago, not very much at all. So I think it's recognition of that, a great story and a pat on the back for the whole team. For me personally, as the MD of Clark Door, it's extremely motivating seeing how excited people get with some of the projects we do. And when people get on an aeroplane and they make sure the product's been installed correctly and they come back and they tell everyone, it's brilliant. It's a real pat on the back for everyone because it's at the end of the project. How have you performed over those years? So I think it's recognition of where the business is, and in particular it's in international trade.
Great. What benefits have you seen from winning the award?
I think for us, as I say, it's been a pat on the back for the whole team, a real boost to say, look, we're doing really well. Well done, everybody. And we actually, when we won the award, we celebrated it. And I actually presented it to the workforce to celebrate their hard work, which was a really nice moment. So internally, it's been good for that. I think recruitment-wise, people think Queen's Award winning business. That's an interesting business. Let's have a look at that. I think that in our international trade, often you're meeting people who know nothing about you. We're very well known in the UK, but when we enter a new market, people they know nothing about you. So how do they gauge what type of a business you are? They look at what you've done in the past, but actually having the Queen's Award as part of your proposition of the business you are, they often ask you about it. So I remember there's a client in the Far East. We were in about our third sort of meeting with him, and he said, "I see you won the Queen's Award. Did the Queen actually choose you for the award personally?" And I said, "Yeah, of course," jokingly, because obviously the Queen didn't do it personally. But in terms of the interest level it creates, nobody in the world doesn't know who the Queen is, and it carries a prestige which I think the British people were all extremely proud of, and all of the other people who are international traders who have won the Queen's Award talk about some of the stories they've had with their clients, which are pretty similar. So it's good when somebody doesn't know you. It gives them a sense of who you are. Great.
And what tips or advice would you give to businesses who are considering making an application?
I think the first thing to do is to talk to their local DIT international trade advisor. If they don't know who that is, get in touch with your Cumbria chamber, with your local chamber, and ask them who they can approach, who's the best person within the DIT for them. And that person will chat to you and guide you through the process. And for us, it was a case of looking at the figures. What are our actual figures for growth? And does it meet the criteria? And if it does, it's then a case of filling in a very long, huge application. But what I would say is if something is of value, it needs to be difficult to achieve. There's no point in the Queen's Award being extremely easy for anybody to win. You want it to be difficult so that only people that are applying and make the effort are able to achieve that. So for me, what I would say is talk to DIT, get their advice, and you may not be ready for it when you're thinking about it, but you might be on that journey so you can apply for it in the future, which was actually the case for us. The right time for us to apply and to have the time to actually do the application justice was when we did it. So that's my advice.
Great. And you mentioned the lengthy application process, and I do agree that if something is worth having, it's probably hard to get. Were there any key lessons that you learned going through the application process that you'd pass on to someone who was thinking of applying in the future?
Yeah, I think like any so we've grown a lot as a business. When I started, I think we were about 60 people, and we're now sort of up to 100 135, I think. So we've grown a lot as a business, and for any SME, your time is precious. So actually filling in the application process took a long time to do it to the standard that you wanted to give yourself a good chance. It actually gave me the opportunity to reflect on the journey we were on and some of the things that we were doing. You have a lot of sort of strategic plans, and actually filling in the form makes you think about those and take a step back, which I actually found quite useful. So what I would say is it's a good strategic look at what you're trying to do. If you're looking at the innovation awards, same thing. Why are you innovating? It makes you evaluate that. I think you get that benefit that you wouldn't necessarily expect from applying for award, because it is pretty meaty application, but you do get that back from it.
Great. And is there anything else you would like to say about the award, or any parting words?
I would say that if you're thinking about applying for the Queen's Award, then go and see someone at the Chamber of Commerce, get their advice on whether now is the right time for you. And the application deadline, I believe, is towards the beginning of September. So now's the time to go and have a look if it's going to be this year, because you need a couple of months to do it.
Great. Thank you, Andrew. And congratulations on winning the award.
Thank you very much. It was a real great day when we learnt about it, and it was really nice to. I actually met a client of ours at the Queen's Award ceremony down in London, and so we toasted a glass of champagne and talked about our mutual journeys together, which is a real nice surprise. And when I was down there for the awards presentation, obviously I had the opportunity to meet Prince Charles, Princess Anne, etc., only for a fleeting moment, but it made you very proud to be British and to be part of an elite club. There were some absolutely fantastic businesses in that reception, and pretty much went round, chatted to as many people as I could to say, what's your business, what are you doing? And it was really humbling. There's some fantastic people in that room, and I enjoyed that immensely, and it was nice to spend that time. So that's another thing I've not mentioned, which was great about the award.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you, my pleasure. Good to talk to you.
And that's it. I hope you got so much from that, and maybe you're thinking about applying for a Queen's Award for Enterprise. If it's something that you think you would like to apply for, or you'd like to find out more about, you can get in touch with me and I'll point you in the right direction. As ever, it's eve@cumbriachamber.co.uk. You can also go online and find more information on the .gov website /queens-awards-for-enterprise. But if you stick it in Google, it will come up. Thanks very much for listening. Until next time.